If you've been playing Dead Cells, you know how challenging it can be. On one hand, you have to deal with level layouts and weapons being randomized from run to run. And on the other, you have permanent upgrades to unlock that carry over when you die. Juggling both can get a little tricky. We've been playing a lot of Dead Cells, and we've also learned the hard way what to do and what not to do. These are our best tips. You might feel like you need to rush your way through levels, but careful exploration will take you far. On an individual run, making sure you collect all the scrolls of power in each level will maximize your HP, attack damage, and any mutation bonuses going forward. As far as your overall upgrades go, seeking out blueprints, hidden areas, and powerful enemies will help you progress and open up new levels for you to take on. Having said that, there is an incentive to going fast. At the beginning of each level after the first one, you'll come across doors that look like hourglasses. If you reach the door within a certain amount of time, 2 minutes for the first door, 8 for the second, and so on, you'll gain access to a room filled with cells, gold, a scroll of power, and sometimes other goodies. It's a good option if you're confident or looking to farm cells for upgrades. Every enemy has its tells. Zombies will groan before launching themselves at you, while undead archers will pull back on their bows before firing an arrow. Know when to dodge roll and do it often. You'll avoid taking a lot of damage this way, especially if you're not using a shield. Instead of opening a door normally, roll through it or hit it open with one of your weapons. Enemies on the other side will take damage and become stunned if they're close enough. You can also stun and damage enemies by stomping on them from above, which will prevent you from being stunned when you land. Just know where you're landing, or else you might impale yourself on some spikes. This is one of the most important ones, so don't repeat our mistakes. When you unlock a weapon or skill, it'll enter the rotation of items you find on your run. If you unlock a bunch of random stuff you never use, you'll have trouble getting the good stuff. Some upgrades, like the health flask, are locked until you unlock a certain number of other things, so a safe bet while you're still figuring things out is to invest cells in mutations since they aren't randomized but count towards that unlock goal. And whatever you do, don't unlock the Spartan sandals. Eventually, you'll start to run out of things you actually want to unlock. But you can't leave the collector's room without spending all your cells, right? Wrong. That door is lying. You can roll, shoot, or smash your way through the door in 2 hits and leave with your cells in hand. This way, you can avoid unlocking stuff you don't want and bank cells for the legendary forge, which is only available after boss fights. There, you can unlock permanent upgrades that increase your chances of finding higher quality items. Just remember to talk to the collector anyway to turn in any blueprints you found. As you play Dead Cells, you'll run into powerful elite enemies. Most of the time, killing them will net you an amulet with special bonuses among other rewards. But if you're in the right area, you might find an entire room dedicated to an elite. You'll know it because you'll get locked in as the fight starts. Defeating this elite will get you a rune, which unlocks an ability that carries over between runs and allows you to access new areas. Swords are cool, but you don't need them. You can have a lot of success in Dead Cells with an all-tactics build that includes 2 ranged weapons. This pairs well with one of our favorite tactics skill combos, the Wolf Trap and the Sinew Slicer. Trap enemies, drop a damage-dealing Sinew Slicer, and fire at them from afar to keep yourself safe and take out multiple enemies at once. Also, it's great for boss fights. By focusing just on tactics, you don't have to invest any scrolls of power into brutality, and you'll maximize your damage output and any bonuses. Although you might want to do a bunch of damage, shields can be pretty useful, and they can also give you some invulnerability briefly after you get hit. Parrying is a bit harder to master since it's not passive, but it's also very helpful. You can send bombs back at enemies, and some shields even deal damage or stun enemies with a successful parry. After you beat the concierge for the first time, you'll unlock the ability to reforge weapons in between areas. This allows you to upgrade them as well as re-roll their effects, which is especially useful with more powerful and legendary weapons. With reforging, you can roll for something better without throwing the weapon away. You can also try to coordinate your item's effects. For example, if you have an ice bow, you can try to reforge your other items so they cause more damage to frozen enemies. Oh, and if you didn't know, you can pick what kind of edible health items will drop. Fruitarian gets you cute cherries and watermelon, Castlevania-esque gets you pastries, and Baguette gets you baguettes. Got any other great Dead Cells tips? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.